Hello and welcome to the day one of the NX-00 reconstruction or refit project. I guess I could call this the refit project. Yes, that sounds about right. This is a design I made a long time ago, and of course changes to the game, including the shields and weapons, the way they've been changed, means that this ship is no longer at its best. Also, the logic systems, I'd like to add something to allow me to turn off the lights on the nacelles, excuse me, two of them, and you know, other lights and whatnot. You know, maybe come up with some other systems. But before I begin any of that, wow, it is blinding bright. I think I'm just going to go ahead and give you a little tour of the ship as it exists right now, because it's a quite interesting design. I'm very happy with it. So there's these little crew quarters. That's supposed to be like the blue box or a bed, and then that light is like a desk, or these are a desk or whatever. Oh yes, that's a plex storage, and there's a little chair, and so that's someone's crew quarters. Here's another crew quarters. They're all very similar. You know, of course, they're slightly different, being placed in different places of the ship. This is like the 10 forward, you know, like area up front that's like where you can hang out and whatnot. And these extra plex doors are to access the the turrets, to turn them on and whatnot, because they can be difficult to reach otherwise. Well, even with these, they can be very difficult to reach. That's also a turret docking unit, of course. There's also these, you know, decorative blocks. Wow, it is so blindingly bright. It wasn't this bright before. I think combination of maybe lighting engine changes and texture changes made it a lot brighter than it was. Oh yes, there's shield modules in the ceiling. I need to replace some of those. These are some weapons. These are the lock-on missiles, so these need to be replaced. Obviously, they're deprecated weapons. That's the deflector. And of course, this ship is mirrored, so you can see that we're going to find the same things on this side, so I'm not going to bother to open those doors. However, I will go back around. Of course, anytime you see a door on the bottom or the top, it's to access at a turret. However, I will go into the center bit this time around, because I didn't do that on the other side. So you can see we have the center area, which is kind of like a Jeffries tube. This is like an access hallway. As you can see, you can go around here. You can go this way, and then the other way, it dead ends here and dead ends here. If we go down this way, it takes us to a little main corridor. And this is the ship core. And but before, oh yes, let's go onto the bridge. So as you can see, we have the captain's chair. An accidental quirk of this design that I really like, if I enter the ship core and then exit, oh, I just opened a plex door, and then activate a plex light, and then exit it, I spawn on the captain's chair. That was a total accident. I'm very happy with it. There's a Bobby A module, a faction module, the missile computer, a plex storage unit, and the cannon computer. There's also, you know, just just pretend computers here. There's shield modules in the ceiling. I think this looks nice though. There's the one of the few what's it called? Gosh, cockpits. Some little like computers in the back. There's a giant hole in the floor because the door's open. This is a conference room. Isn't that cool? Got a little conference room in there. And then, oh yes, the computer for the conference room is also the computer that's over here, so it's kind of like a dual purpose kind of thing. Or I think that's the same one. It might be a different block. This over here is empty. I haven't put in like the captain's room yet, because I couldn't come up with a good design that was substantially different from the conference room, because, you know, I really wanted them to be different. And man, it is glaringly bright. Like I keep saying, it's, you know, they changed that. And obviously you can go forwards. This is another, you know, this is the main hallway through here. Oh yeah, some of the weapons on the floor there. Another turret access. And there's the turret, obviously. I like to keep the doors closed and when I'm not using them. Yes, and so there's these, like, you can kind of pretend they're like emergency doors or whatever. I leave these ones open all the time because this is like a main passageway through. As you can see, it like does this little dip, but this is continuing around the saucer. And if we continue around the saucer, you can see if we go in here, oh, this is actually not what I thought it was. This is like a little office space or whatever, like a little, I don't know, like engineer's space or whatever. And then you can open this up. Oh yes, this is the brig! This is the brig. So these are little cells with a green, uncomfortable bed, and there's a little computer, and there's the guy that has to watch the prisoners. Yes, that's the brig. I'd forgotten that I actually put a brig in here. And then if I open this door, oh yeah, that's his office door. And I believe we're right back where we started on the saucer. Wow, it's literally a white screen. This is just the other side of the ship. And the interesting thing is that's the one part of this that isn't symmetrical. Because if I go on the other side here, that same door, on this side, it's a sick bay. Isn't that cool? Don't those look like the real like sick bay beds? And then over here we have the little office, of course, for the surgeon or doctor or chief medical officer. Now the next really cool bit is, of course, this is inspired by the NX class from Star Trek. What's it called? The first one? I don't remember, but it's designed to simulate that, but it's not the same. It's not supposed to be the NX class. That's why I call it the NX-00. And once I open this door, boom, main engineering. Isn't this amazing? There's the warp core in the center here. Bunch of shield modules and computers around the sides. We have the little like extra bits where you can walk around up top, and you know. Doesn't this, I mean, I don't know about you, but this makes me think of the show a lot. There's this little room in here that I haven't figured out what to do with yet. So there's that. Then there's also, whoops, up here there's a little, I believe this is just like a maintenance access kind of deal. And this one's also like a maintenance access deal. But this one also allows you to get into the med bay. Interesting. Let's see, let's go back out of there. And I forget if the other side allows you to do that and get into the brig that way or not. Yes, it does. Okay, so let's go back out of there. And then if you go down this is taking you down towards the engine room. And as you can see, you know, you've got little things on the sides, but it's mostly an empty corridor. And you come down here, and then this is where, God, it's blindingly bright. Like I said, the lighting was different. But we are inside the nacelle now, so there's actually an access port on each side of the nacelle. That's the rear of the nacelle, so there's nothing really of interest back there. But if you go to the front of the nacelle, you can actually like access the Bessard ram scoop area or whatever, you know. So it's like, oh, you can come in here to do maintenance. So that's pretty cool, I think. Let's see, there's no doors for me to close here, so I'm going to start heading back, and I forget. Okay, is there a door here? Nope, nope, nope. There's a door, and then there's another door. Oh, that's just pointing out that one again. And there's another door, and then another door, and yeah, that's that. I like my doors. I kind of like having the many doors here because it's like, if part of a room is blown open to space, you can close the doors behind you, and you know, it's like that area of the ship you can't go into because it's been blown out or whatever. Let's see. Oh, let me go back out here and go to my other favorite part of this. Well, you know, I've already mentioned several favorites. Now, this is nothing like the show, I believe, but I like it anyhow. So the way you go to the shuttles is you deactivate the gravity. Or, actually, I'm gonna, now that we have upside down gravity, I should place a gravity module here and allow you to go upside down so you can walk along the bottom of the ship. But, there's turrets, of course, and then the shuttles, which are actually docked backwards upside down, which is kind of funny, but it's also kind of cool. These are what I call the Type 2 shuttles, and they're the Type 1 that I made. I forget the exact differences, but I know the faction module and the Plex storage weren't on the first ones I made. They were a little bit, they weren't as long. I think they didn't have quite as good weapons, like they had one less weapon block. Of course, I'm going to change all that, I think, because this used to be a really neat little weapon, but now it's kind of useless, and I'm thinking I'll just replace those with maybe an overdrive system, maybe a little bit more power in an overdrive system, because that would be neat. And as you can see, there's two of them, so it comes with 2 shuttlecraft, and of course all the turrets, many turrets. The turrets are going to stay pretty much the same. I think I'm going to rehook up, I think I'm going to have to add a second weapons computer to them, and maybe entirely redesign them, but like, you know, they need like a second weapons computer and have the turret pieces like firing rapid fire, because the way they are now, I think they wouldn't fire rapid fire. So, you know, that's going to be gonna need to be changed along with the shields, like I was saying. And I also might change where the little like access bits are to reach them, because there might be a better way to hook that up. And that noise you just heard, that Windows noise that you probably just heard, that is a video that I was rendering in the background, finishing. And I'm really happy I was able to render and record at the same time, because I haven't been able to do that previously. And I just noticed something. On this side, I have two cockpits, and on this side I only have one. On this side there's 10 forward, and on this side there isn't. That's interesting. Oh, I'm not in build mode, so I can't go in there, but that's like a little room. I'd forgotten about that. This is actually like a little storage room with extra maintenance access or whatever. Yeah, so there is some slight wow, there's like another little room there. Oh no, that's crew quarters. Yeah, I'd forgotten, but yeah, this actually has a little bit more asymmetrical. No, is that the word I'm looking for? I'm not sure. Oh yes, I completely forgot to show you this part up top. There's a little area you can walk through in there. That's mainly filled with shield generators. I'm probably going to replace every shield generator in that corridor going down there. It goes to about here, I think. I'm not sure exactly. I'm going to probably replace all of those with the new shield regenerators. And I think the main like shield capacitors, I'm going to keep them in the central area. Because this central area, basically if you look at this central area that's raised up here, this like more protected area, is entirely filled with shields and stuff. And if I remember correctly, there's like one layer of hull around this outside. Then this inside has 2 layers of hull, and then all the like primary systems are in there. And so it's actually a bit more armored in the center where it matters. And I remember recently I was playing around with this, having a friend shoot it a bunch with missiles after taking out the shields to see what would happen. And that armor actually held up really well against those missiles. Of course, he was using fairly low-powered missiles, but still, the idea that the armored system that I added that I knew pretty much wouldn't be effective because of the way StarMade works actually ended up being kind of effective, and I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, oh yes, these nacelles, I really loved the way I did this. So yeah, that's this, and I'm going to start retrofitting it. And so this is my second project. Of course, there's the work-in-progress carrier over there that I haven't come up with a name with still. But yeah, thanks for watching as always. See you in space.